one thing I wanted to mention is there will be 2 giveaways. One sooner than the other, but there will be 2 giveaways. I'll give you guys the details in a bit. In this episode, we have a lot to cover. First off, new wading jacket. Second, new perch pouch design. Well, a little update in the design. And then third, an update and continuing to test out that rod from Santiam that was from a few episodes back. Surf has been laying down well for us after those storms, so there should be some really cool pockets to explore, so we're definitely going to fish today. But let's start off with the jacket. After 3 seasons, it is time to retire this Compass 360 that I've been rocking since 2020. I believe I got it just before spring of 2020. The first time I used it was when I went fishing with June and Mike and Leroy when we caught all of those striper. But I'm gonna point out things on this jacket that I really like and things that I don't like, and why I chose the next jacket that I'm gonna show you guys in a second. But overall, really waterproof. That's what you want. I wear my wading jacket over my waders, so if I get a splash when this is all zipped up, it's not going to get inside my waders. That's the biggest key. And even if I wipe out, it takes a while for that water to come in and start to creep in, so it does buy me some time to get up and get out, hopefully. The other things that I liked about this is it does have neoprene sleeves. In most cases, any maybe raincoat or things like that will work for most conditions, but if you're gonna be taking on splashes quite often, if you don't have neoprene sleeves that you can Velcro down and make really tight against your wrist, you're going to have water come in and up into your armpit, or even worse, if you're wearing a hoodie like I do sometimes, then the water soaks all the way up and then starts to soak your hoodie, and that is not comfortable at all. Woo! Yep, the jacket works. That was full frontal wave right there. Arms are pretty dry. Now to point out on this one, the Velcro is really thin. You'll see that in previous episodes, I have started to wear rubber bands around my wrist to keep it tight against my wrist, just because that Velcro wears out. Another thing that I really did like also was the amount of storage. The zippers were really nice all over. One on the chest, carried things like measuring tapes, and then these ones down here with the pockets that I would put my lures with the cali covers. Of course, you have the hood that's adjustable, but one thing is I've had this again for 3 seasons now, but probably at the end of season 1, the ironed on seams started to go. Like you guys can see it right here. This is material that they fabric welded over the seams to keep water from coming in, but it did start failing. But I will admit, I wasn't the best at keeping good care of it. I would actually leave it hanging and drying for multiple days out in the sun, and it's not too bad in terms of the fading. But that's the Compass 360 and a few things that I liked and didn't like about it. And here's the new jacket. After this session where I fish, I'll give my 1 session review on it. But this is the 8 Fans wading jacket, and it has a lot of the same pockets in terms of the ability to stay water resistant, but especially in the salt water, I don't know how long this is going to last. They're very similar to the ones that I had on the 360, and they start to seize up after a while, but we'll see. This is a pretty common, but I'm just wondering how the sand and salt will affect these things. This actually has a bit more clever storage. It does have storage on the arm for some reason. Not sure what I would do with that. I think I might have found a new use for this pocket right here. I'm gonna put my grubs in this little arm pocket.
That way I always have them ready.
But it also really conveniently has a cell phone pocket on the inside, which I find could be very valuable. And then just to compare it to the Compass 360, you'll notice that this Velcro here is quite a bit wider. So that Velcro should last a bit longer and hopefully is more sturdy. Next thing I will point out is on the inside, they don't have those welded seams like the Compass 360. They say that it's waterproof, so I'm guessing there's multiple layers of waterproofing that went into this. But in terms of longevity, there is no seams that will go out over time in terms of the welding onto the stitches. But let's put it on, and there's one more thing I want to show you when I put it on before we go fish. Again, I'm going to show you guys an update on the perch pouch, and then I'm also going to give you guys an update on the rod. Really cool news that I've been talking to Santiam about, and I think you guys will like it. But check this out. So on this jacket, it has an inner lining for your hand with a thumb pocket that you put on before you even strap down the cuffs. So I think that's really cool. We'll see what that's all about today. Comes on both hands, of course, but I wear a watch on my right hand. I'm left-handed, but I won't use that on my right hand because I have my Tide on my Apple Watch. But there you go. Really nice and tight. But the cool thing is I did reach out to 8 Fans, and they are giving me one to give away. So I will be doing an Instagram giveaway, and when this video goes out, I'm gonna give it 2 weeks. So go ahead and follow Hook to Cook 805 on Instagram. Keep an eye out. I will be doing a giveaway of this exact jacket in your size. We'll have it sent directly to your house. So thank you so much, 8 Fans. This isn't a paid sponsorship or a paid review or anything. They just sent this so that I could try it out and give them my feedback. And then also, I want to make sure that you guys, one of you has a chance, well, you all have a chance to win a jacket just like this in your size. And then also, I might as well just say it now. This intro is getting long, but stick with me. I know there's a lot to cover. This is the rod that I tested out a few videos ago, and it is rated again from that 1/4 ounce to that 2 ounce range. Very parabolic, can cast your Khalisas, your light baits, as well as the Carolina rig. And I'm gonna put some time in it today, but this exact one, I will be giving away also through Instagram. And the reason is, if you guys saw that video, I talked about the reel seat and how it secures on the top when I really feel it should secure on the bottom. Because when you make those casts and you hold the rod right here, it is easy to start loosening that as you're fishing, and that compromises the reel, of course. But if they put the reel seat adjustment on the bottom, then you won't touch it. So guys, they're gonna send us a brand new one. They're gonna make that change, and I get to try it out. So hopefully that makes this rod ideal for what we do out here. But that also gives you guys an opportunity to win this exact one. So once they send in that version, I'll go ahead and ship this out to a winner through an Instagram giveaway. So thank you, Santiam, for being open to feedback on your product. Again, I'll cover all of those things at the end of this video: how this jacket performed, how the rod performs, and then also how the new size adjustment pans out on the perch pouch. So this is another prototype that we've made some updates to. This was the last one. This is version 2. So what we're doing is we're going to make it a little wider because when Mario ended up catching all those big perch, it definitely tested the capacity of this bag. So I'll just go over some quick changes that we did. So this one had magnets, but no matter what, those magnets aren't really going to be strong enough to hold this closed when you have perch in it. Again, the dimensions of the old one are 10 inches wide, 22 inches long. Now, what we're going to do is, now it's 22 inches long, but it's 12 inches wide, so that 2 inches extra width hopefully allows expansion to be able to keep another, you know, 4, 5, 6 really big ones, and then be close to a limit on medium and small versions. But the change that we made, 2 changes other than the overall length, we made it quick release on the buckles on the top, so you can leave this on your waders, and if it has fish in it, boom, take it right off. Comes right off of these that stay on your waders. And then we also went back to 1 strip of Velcro. That way it'll hold well, even if there's a good amount of weight and fish in there, but it's still operable with 1 hand. But there is one thing that I will want, as I would want a reinforced seam here. But other than that, it should be the final design, guys. So we are really close. If you guys want to be on the updates, on the mailing list for when these come out, I will leave a link in the description. Might as well show you how this perch pouch goes on. The perch pouch does need a belt, so I will slip this one on right here. Boom. Slip this one on too. Bam. Put my belt back on. And these clips do have swivels, so you can put it on any way and it'll right itself. And we're golden. The length seems okay, just as long as when you have fish in there, it is sitting in the water, allowing the blood to leach out of the bag and keep your catch cold, clean, and nicely bled. Thank you guys for sticking through this intro. Thank you for all the support. It means so much. Let's get out there and fish. And then afterwards, I'll cover all of this.
There's a fish. Oh, he came off. Right where he should have been. Right here, there's a hole right where my rod is pointing. And then I have a sandbar to the left. So I'm casting right to the edge of that sandbar and over this hole and trough that it's creating. So there's a cut right here, and then there's a trough right here, and then the sandbar on that other side, just within casting range. So I just missed a fish right now. My drag was a little tight. Small one. Just gotta keep the pressure on them or else they pop free. It's definitely still on there. Yeah, super tiny guy. First fish after the storm. I'm not gonna complain. Let him go. Yeah, it's been rough not being able to fish for about 3 weeks now at least. And the biggest reason, the storm messed up everything in the oceans. We were looking at like 2,000, 3,000 wave power. And then on top of that, the lakes filled up, but they're unfishable because all the debris. Our lakes have been filling up. So we have a couple lakes that are nearing and over 100% that are spilling over, which is good. It's gonna be a good year, but pretty much all of January has been rough in terms of the ability to get out and have decent conditions to fish. And then another reason too, the ocean was starting to get fishable, but other than it just being dirty and nasty, with all this runoff, you got to be careful with E. coli levels and bacteria counts in the ocean. So just had to find some things to do at home. One thing that I've been getting into has been gyotaku, the fish printing. Did a couple prints of some perch, did some prints of some tree fish that I really was happy about. Last week I just printed an octopus that I'm really stoked about. But again, I've been stuck at home and learning some new art forms. So even if there was no videos to edit, it's still nice to have a creative outlet to work that right side of the brain. There's a fish. Got one. Next cast. There's a fish. Oh, okay. That's a better fish. Oh, yeah. Much better fish. Oh, that's a nicer fish. That's a nicer fish. Oh, yeah. At least there's a little bit of a resident community of little perch here. But I guess I expected this. I didn't really expect to catch like monsters today because, you know, the storm was so recent. I don't think it's feasible that they got comfortable right away and are just ready to eat. I can't help but feel cheated by the storm because normally the time of year that those storms happened was usually prime winter perch bite, and I feel like we missed it this year. Oh no, that's a nice fish right there. Oh yeah, that would eat a Kalisa. Yeah, definitely solid. I might even print this one, do an episode of printing this perch. Nice little 11-incher or so. Woo! Nice. Nice perch. I am upgrading. That is a nice one. Best fish of the day right here today. Yeah, nice little upgrade right there.
It started off as a really tough bite. However, as the tide started actually coming in after the peak low tide, the bite started turning on and it was awesome. So it turned out really good for the first time back in a long time. But let's start with the jacket. The jacket overall performed really good. Of course, I am a little damp in here, but as far as up my arm and down into my shirt, super dry. The Velcro stayed nice and tight the whole time. I ended up not using that little thumb piece, and I don't think I will. It just feels a little restrictive when I'm fishing. I feel like for some reason I can't get maximum extension. I currently wear an extra large. In terms of fit, it's definitely loose. So I definitely could have bumped down to a large and still had my own hoodie under, and I still would have been comfortable. So I think if I were to do it again, I think I would have ordered a large. So it does seem to come a little on the big side, but that's fine. No big deal. Still free range of motion. One thing that I mentioned earlier is that it does have this pouch in the back. I'm not sure if I would use that, but I might. I don't know, if I go on a really short trip where I'm not gonna bring my backpack, I think that might be something that I could get into, but I doubt it. But you could literally take this, even a bigger tackle box, and it should fit right there. Nice and comfortable. And it has a zipper, so now I have a whole tackle box in my jacket. That's pretty crazy. But again, I don't know if I'd use it, but it's kind of handy and it doesn't take up extra room in the jacket. But other than that, the pricing is another consideration. So this jacket, when it was available, it's no longer available. I believe I got it for under $70, so 60 something dollars was this jacket. And again, perfect for 3 years and, you know, a lot of use. It definitely served its purpose. As I mentioned earlier, the zippers kind of froze up, but that's probably because of just the harsh conditions that we're always in with the surf. And this will be the same. But again, under 70 bucks, this jacket right here is gonna run up to $140 depending on what size you get. But I will leave a link if you guys want to check out this jacket, and it will go to support the channel. All the Amazon links for the channel in the description are affiliate links. but it's no extra cost to you, but it does support what we do here on the channel. But with that being said, I like it and I look forward to using it more in the future. Definitely comfortable and it seems real quality. The only review on Amazon that is kind of concerning is that this material fades in the sun, but we'll see. And maybe if this is a few years back, jump to one of the previous videos where I'm wearing this and see if it's kind of faded. But let's go ahead and take that off. But I did want to show you guys the PERCH pouch, the new addition to it. So you guys remember in a previous episode, I showed you version 1 and version 2. This is actually the third revision to the PERCH pouch. And I'll show you what we changed. So the major change that we made was these straps will allow me to just drop the bag just like this. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'll drop it, boom, comes right off, just like that. And the straps stay on the belt. Really easy. What I used to have on the first design, the first two designs were clips. Well, actually I had this strap right here, kind of the same concept, you strap it in, but it wasn't easy to take off because of this right here. You had to kind of maneuver it to take off and it's not quick. And then the other one were these carabiners. So I opted to go for a faster removal. It was fully functional the whole time, worked perfectly. That 2 inches wider, I mean, I have 2 nice fish in there, plus that one kind of medium fish, and it fits really nice here. It might be a smidge long, so I'm gonna address that. But other than that, it definitely did its job. So just as an update, guys, I'm still shooting for springtime for the release on these. Of course, they're gonna have the logo and the ruler, but hang in there. We'll get these released as soon as possible. But overall, I'm happy with this design, other than I just need a seam right here, just some stitching all the way across. That way, when you open this, the weight isn't only on the rings, and it makes it a lot more durable. And then last but not least, the Santiam surf rod. Used it today. The best I could do was the Carolina rig, but I will be straightforward with you guys. If it came down to a tournament situation, or I know I need the distance and the versatility, I would still choose the Okuma Hawaiian Custom, the 10'7", rated for the same 1/2 ounce all the way to 2 ounces. And the reason being is, for some reason, I don't get the distance on the Kalisa that I get with that 10'7", and it probably is because that rod has 1 more foot length. It's a 10'7", this is 9'6". Even if it has a shorter butt and the rest of it is all top end. I was casting that Kalisa, and you know that feeling. As soon as you release on your cast, you know that it's not gonna be like really amazing distance. I kept feeling that today with this Santiam. I wanna love it. I love every other part about it. I love the big guide so that my line flows right through. I love, love, love the hook keeper. And it's just a really comfortable and really lightweight rod. But not that I won't use it again, but if it comes to maximizing performance, I would definitely choose the Hawaiian Custom over the Santiam surf rod. But it's definitely nice, it's still lightweight, it's still super sensitive. It's a fun kind of backup rod for me, but it might be a really good rod for you to check out. But in terms of features, I love the features on this.
After filming that video, I reported back to Santiam what the results were, and they were curious to see what the difference in weight was between the Okuma Hawaiian Custom and the Santiam surf rod. So I weighed them both. The Okuma Hawaiian Custom weighed 10.4 ounces and the Santiam 8.5 ounces, so almost a 2 ounce difference.
Thank you to 8 Fans for sending this out and for providing one for the competition. And then also Santiam, thank you for sending this rod. Probably not what you wanted to hear, but it's just best to be upfront when it comes to product reviews. Hope you guys appreciate that. If you guys want to see other videos or the previous ones that I did on these products, I'll go ahead and leave links right here so that you guys can check those out. But again, thank you guys for all the support. I'm glad I was able to catch some fish today. That was awesome. It actually exceeded my expectations. So we will catch you guys on the next one.